name is Kevin Perino, and I'm the president of the National Honor Society. I would like to welcome our high school building administration, members of the central administration, the Board of Education, teachers, family, friends, and my fellow classmates. Please join us in welcoming our chapter's new inductees. The ceremonial candles are lit to signify the shining lights of their futures. Inductees, please remain standing. If everyone could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If everyone could please be seated. Thank you to the Farmingdale High School String Quartet and the Jazz Chorus for providing us music this evening. At this time, I would like to invite our wonderful advisors, Ms. Comtello and Ms. McHugh, to the stage.
Good evening. My name is Paul McHugh, and along with Lauren Comtello, we are the co-advisors of the National Honor Society. We would like to thank Dr. Thompson, Mrs. Martinez, and Mr. Herman for their assistance and continued support throughout the year. Also, thank you to the Faculty Council for their time and effort during the Honor Society selection process. It is an extremely difficult task to make admission decisions for such fine students. Your hard work is greatly appreciated.
Obtaining membership in the Honor Society is a challenging endeavor. Candidates must prove themselves to be well-rounded. They must show strength in academics, in character, in leadership, and in service. These students are enrolled in rigorous classes, but still manage to make time for clubs, sports, and other extracurricular activities. These are remarkable young men and women, and we would like to take this opportunity to congratulate them and their families for a job well done.
Hello, my name is Shanice Williams, and I am the Vice President of the National Honor Society. We are pleased to have members of Farmingdale Central Administration and Board of Education joining us this evening. We would like to welcome Farmingdale Superintendent, Mr. Paul Devendini, to the podium.
Good evening to our Farmingdale family. I would like to welcome our Board of Education, our faculty and staff, our parents, and of course, our students to this wonderful event. We are here to celebrate our amazing students and their long list of accomplishments. I don't spend much of my free time on social media, but the other day, in the form of a text, I received something that fits nicely with this evening's induction ceremony. It was a link to an article titled, "Who Packs Your Parachute?" And the story goes like this. Charles Plum was a U.S. Navy jet pilot in Vietnam. After 75 combat missions, his plane was destroyed by surface-to-air missile. Plum ejected and parachuted into enemy hands. He was captured and spent 6 years in a Vietnamese prison. He survived the ordeal and now speaks on the lessons learned from that experience. One day, when Plum and his wife were sitting in a restaurant, a man at another table came up and said, "You're Plum. You flew fighter jets in Vietnam off the aircraft carrier Kitty Hawk. You were shot down." "How in the world did you know that?" asked Plum. "I packed your parachute," the man replied. Plum gasped in surprise and gratitude. The man pumped his hand and said, "I guess it worked." Plum assured him, "It sure did. If your chute hadn't worked, I wouldn't be here today." Esteemed guests, you have a lot to be proud of today. You have accomplished more than most other students your age. You have achieved in the classroom, on the stage, the pool, gym, and athletic fields, and through your participation in a host of after-school activities. You have graciously given your time to volunteer in and around the Farmingdale community. You are well-rounded, and you are ready to take on whatever the world throws at you this day and in all the days to come. Take stock in all the sacrifices you have made to get to this most joyous day. You have earned this moment in your lives. Before this evening comes to an end, promise yourself that you will spend at least a few minutes in thoughtful reflection of your journey. I have no doubt it wasn't easy, and yet, here you are being honored on this great stage. But also don't forget to take stock in your parents, your aunts and uncles, cousins, grandparents, teachers, administrators, support staff, members, doctors, religious leaders and community members, friends, and anyone else around you who took the time to thoughtfully pack your parachute. As you go through this day, and the next, and the day after that, take the time to recognize those special people. A 10-second hug to a parent or a loved one, a cheerful smile to a teacher, or a simple and heartfelt thank you to a friend is all it takes. Also, never forget the responsibility beset on you as well to thoughtfully pack the parachutes of those around you. Those small gestures may just be what this world needs right now to heal and to come together. I am so proud of all of you. Congratulations, and I look forward to watching you all lead us to a better tomorrow.
Hello, my name is Nicole Dyson, and I am the Secretary of the National Honor Society. Farmingdale would not be what it is today without our administrators, Dr. Thompson, Mrs. Martinez, and Mr. Herman. At this time, I would like to welcome Dr. Thompson to the stage.
Good evening. It's such an honor to be here with you at one of our most special events of the year. This is our evening to honor the 117 scholars, the students who have achieved academic excellence. And as you know, scholarship is just one of the qualities expected of a student in the National Honor Society. Service, character, and leadership are also key factors of membership. Our most recent experiences that have played out over roughly the last year and a half of the pandemic have led me to examine what it means to make a difference in our time. Who are leaders who stepped up to pioneer a change in the status quo? We heard the heroism demonstrated by frontline workers. Despite the hardships and health risks, millions of essential frontline workers continued to do their jobs during the COVID-19 pandemic. These hardworking heroes kept Americans fed, picked up their trash, provided them life-saving medicine, provided them learning opportunities, delivered their groceries and packages, prepared their food, cleaned their hospitals, cared for those who are most vulnerable, and kept us safe. And for some, while earning low wages and few benefits. This happens when people demonstrate leadership, service, and character. For a while, we wondered if we would ever experience life as we knew it. The pre-pandemic life of bare hands, birthday parties, big, bold wedding receptions, crowded dance floors were all a distant memory. And most quipped, we will never experience those things again. But we were resilient. We put our minds to the test and took action. Major gains have been made since March 13, 2020. We came back to life because someone like you has the imagination and the courage to make it happen. It will be part of your dedication to scholarship to find the ideas that are in your minds and great discoveries that might one day change the order of life as we know it. Leadership combined with scholarship begins with thoughts of what might be and then moves to how. Leadership is also the commitment to achieving your goal. It is sometimes dramatic and filled with fanfare, but more often, as with the pandemic, it's demanding, lonely, and long. It is you who needs to determine how you can make a difference and then work hard to make it happen. We're very proud of all of you. Farmingdale High School is first and foremost an outstanding academic presence, and we thank the current members of the National Honor Society for their contributions to every venue of Farmingdale High School. And we wish each incoming member a year filled with imagination, productivity, and achievement. We look forward with enthusiasm to the ideas and initiatives you will bring to our school community and all that lies ahead of you. I'd like to offer congratulations on all the outstanding individuals who come before us tonight, and thank you for the example you set as members of our school community. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Asano Minabawi, and I am the Administrative Assistant of the National Honor Society. Upon receiving their acceptance letters, the inductees were asked to choose a special teacher, coach, or advisor who has had a significant influence in their lives, someone they would like to recognize for helping them reach this milestone. We've invited these special educators to attend the ceremony tonight and want to take this time to recognize you, say thank you, and express our deepest appreciation for all that you do for us. Please stand when your name is called and receive a flower as an expression of our gratitude for all you have done for our inductees.
From Woodward Parkway, Miss Oskumru Clark, Mr. Marino, and Mrs. Scicciarini. From Northside, Mr. Cabrero, Miss Herlihy, Miss Tyler, Miss Michael, and Mrs. Siegel. And from Albany Avenue, Mr. Zeidler, Miss Brown, Mrs. Lopresto, and Miss Tamas.
From Salzman East Memorial, Miss Grubb. From Howard Middle School, Mr. Ianni, Miss Byers, Miss Riley, Miss Hartman, Mr. Holst, Miss Clough, Mr. Riley, Mr. Marzali, Mr. Rossi, Mr. Blair, Mr. Hoffman, Mr. Perlis, Miss Neary, and Mrs. Fitter.
And from Farmingdale High School, we have Mr. Drucker, Mr. Sayers, Miss Logan, Miss Menino, Miss Crows, Miss Cazzetto, Miss Mezzaraca, Mr. Bush, Miss Corcoran, Miss Palladino, Miss Compatello, Miss Sienna, Miss Wright, Mr. Beck, Mr. Sillis, Miss Campbell, Mr. Leone, Miss Kramer, Miss Theokoutis, Mr. Dune, Mr. Mayor Hoffer, Miss Kim, Miss Bernstein, Miss Steffen, Miss Crater, Mr. Vick, Mr. Osborne, Mr. Garcia, Mr. Abrams, Mr. Boyd, Mr. Ramasi, Miss Tanazzo, and Miss Schaefer.
Good evening. My name is Rachel Sirico, and I'm the historian of the National Honor Society. Every year, the Honor Society votes to select a keynote speaker for the induction. This year, we chose Mr. Michael Boyd. Mr. Boyd is a dedicated educator of science. His passion and enthusiasm for teaching makes Mr. Boyd an excellent choice for tonight's event. It is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Michael Boyd to the stage.
Rachel awesome. I love Rachel. Don't we love Rachel? Big fan of Rachel. Hang out, sing like the Jeopardy theme in your head for a minute or so. 2 minutes. There is a PowerPoint presentation. Take notes. Or you just sit in silence if you want to. That's always fun. Dance, sing a song. That's on screen. Hey, cool, hi. What's up? Welcome. Hi, thank you. First, I wanted to thank Ms. Capitello and Mr. McHugh for the wonderful job they do as advisors for this club. I want to thank Mr. Deputy and all the leadership staff for helping us plan events like this and others that have taken place over this past year and a half, which has been super difficult, but they've been awesome. And I want to thank these wonderful students in front of me for showing me that each and every day can be filled with love and purpose. And I love you. I should probably mention my name. I'm Mike Boyd. Hi, everybody. I'm tonight's keynote speaker, if you can believe that. I'm a teacher here at Farmingdale High School. I teach physics and a college chemistry course. And I'm also the assistant track coach, and I'm the founder, one of the founders of the Science National Honor Society. So I've worked with a lot of you, which is weird, but like most or all of you. So let's start at the beginning. There's a cliche in speech writing to start by telling the audience that, like, I'm not very good at public speaking, or like, you know, I'm not usually one for speeches. But that's not me, so like, buckle up. We're gonna start. I'm like a little nervous, but we'll talk about that later. So I was asked to write this speech about the 4 virtues associated with the National Honor Society: service, leadership, scholarship, and character. I decided to focus on character today because I think it's probably the hardest one to define, and I think it's probably the delta from which the others are derived. If you're a person with good character, you might strive for scholarship and education, and therefore, you know, leadership. But the character comes first. So, keeping with cliches, you know how like all speeches they look up like the Webster dictionary, and then they tell you like character is defined as blah blah blah, right? So it comes from the Greek word meaning to chisel, right? So now you're all thinking like a marble statue, like a chisel, like you see that good metaphor in there, like you build your character out of a chisel, right? We're not going to talk about that at all. But keep that in mind in case you're ever giving a keynote speech. It's a good thing to start with. Chisel, solid metaphor, right? We're not going to do that at all. So, where am I? Cool. We're going to talk about character. We're going to talk about the characters you play. And we're talking about what it means to holistically build your own character. And who better to be the narrative focus for our talk about character than famed actor Matthew McConaughey, right? Look at that hunk up there. The perfect amount of beard, I've been told. Look at him. Here's him again, except he does a backflip. Gotta love it. Just look at that guy. So if you're not a Matthew McConaughey fan, that's cool. It's fine. Don't have to be here. But if you are, then all right. Folks. Yeah, this whole thing's Matthew McConaughey themed. Buckle up, folks. Character is a loaded term, to say the least. It can mean having integrity, virtue, and being optimistic, like Matthew McConaughey in any rom-com, right? The dream guy. He sets a high standard for us, right? Really virtuous. Here's him with a dog. You would be so surprised how long it took me to find this photo with him and a dog. I scrolled his whole Instagram account, right? So good character. Or it can be the opposite. It could be being dishonest, right? Impatient, selfish. Here's him looking mean, but I don't think he could ever look mean. He's just so handsome all the time. Sorry. Really, you can be a person of good character who aims to bring joy to the lives of those around you, holds yourself to a high standard, and goes for challenges. Or you can be one who doesn't challenge himself to be a better version of himself, right? One who's content just riding through life, just going through it, right? I think we all know at this point in our lives that we should go towards the challenges. We should take the hard class, not be content with good enough. Strive for better. And by and large, that's how you got here. You're a person of good character already. I know this because I worked with like most of you, whether it be the track team or my students. You already got here. You got this far on your own, and you took the hard classes, you did the extracurriculars. You've shown that you're a person of good character by getting here. And I think that's a testament to you, your parents, and your parents guiding you, and a testament to yourself. Not everybody gets to get here, but you folks are. I think sometimes we get caught up in always staying up late to do our homework and always making time for that person that needs your help, like today. And all those things that you guys do that are demonstrative of your good character. I think what I wanted to get across today is not really a call to be that amazing person of character, not really that call to like improve that, because so many of you guys already exemplify that, and I see that every day. I really want to get across two things today. First, I want to say congratulations, this is awesome. And the second, I want to say cut yourself some slack. Chill out a little bit. Here's Matthew McConaughey chilling out. Here's him chilling out with Snoop Dogg. Maybe just a little too much stuff. That's later. We'll get there. It'll make sense in context. Let's see. The reason I mentioned Matthew McConaughey today is because in some ways I think we find ourselves being actors, playing characters, and not taking enough time for ourselves to know who we are. I think it's important for you to take some time for yourself, get enough sleep, hang out with your friends on a Friday, get out there, right? Because you only get to be a teenager once. And on top of that, understand that nobody's perfect. That even people of really high character do occasionally slip, and you need to be okay with that. You know, when I talk to many of my physics students every year, they come up with like, you know, hey, I'm just taking all these AP courses, and I'm trying to find time for my friends, my family, right? And there's all these things that they're trying to balance. I often bring up this metaphor of all the balls that we juggle. If you're my student, you've heard this like 3 or 4 times, sorry. Right? But some of those balls are glass, and some of them are rubber. And really the metaphor comes down to understanding which ones are glass and which ones are rubber, because sometimes you have to let one of them drop. Right? And you got to be okay dropping some rubber balls every now and then. Okay? Yeah? Nod, yes. Thank you. Where are we? Without that, you'll never be able to take time to reflect on yourself and develop yourself into an even better character than who you already are. One that's truly you, not just who you've been told. I think this is also kind of why I mentioned I'm like a little scared earlier. I knew when I was tasked to write a speech about character, and I thought about myself. I'm 25 years old. I haven't really known myself all that long, you know. Really, come on. And I definitely have character flaws that I'm still dealing with, and you know. But I think for writing this, I found that that's okay. You know, we're all developing our characters as we go, and none of us are fully fleshed out characters, right? Like Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar. What a wonderful role he played. Cooper, the NASA astronaut who then comes back and saves the world, right? Anybody watch that movie? It's a physicist, right? Come on, anybody? No? Okay, I'm sad. All right. You know, we're all works in progress. Okay. But you guys have already shown that if this is a work in progress, the painting at the end is going to be a masterpiece. So why did I center this whole speech on Matthew McConaughey? Remember when COVID first started, like that March, and we were all terrified, and like I thought like maybe like 10% of the people I knew might not make it, and I was scared for my parents. We were all listening to Cuomo, and he was like, ventilators, ventilators. Remember that part of like time? Because you're not like 1.5 years old, you're a little older than that, right? We all remember? Yeah. When I wasn't like teaching like Instagram Live, I went out and I started running a lot and biking a lot, and I'd listen to podcasts. And I take some time for myself, right? It was kind of like a time where we're all like in flux, like what's going on. And I was thinking about like what I wanted in life, and really what character I wanted to be, where I wanted to work, what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure I wanted to be a teacher. I had some moments of that. I was struggling. And I went on one bike ride, and I remember where I was. I was listening to an interview with Matthew McConaughey, fully disclosing this. I've only watched one of his movies. I've only ever seen Interstellar.
right? But the whole thing's on. So, yeah, this is perfect. And I was listening to like a radio interview with him. He was pitching his new book. You should buy it. I don't even know the title, but like I feel like I have to plug it now. He was talking about like you know, all his friends. He was talking about his hometown real quick. I think it was Austin, Texas. And I remember riding my bike in the trail. I remember where I was, and I was still thinking about like, you know, what did I want to do? Where did I want to go? Who did I want to be? Where did I want to be? Right? And I heard him describing his hometown, Austin, Texas, and I'll never forget what he said because it kind of made everything else make sense. Stopped at the trail. He said, Austin was a place where nobody is too good, but everybody is good enough. It's a place where nobody's too good, but everybody's good enough. And I pulled over, and someone was like, that's where I work. It's the people I get to meet. That's Farmingdale. There's amazing people here, but nobody's too good for you. Everybody takes the time, right? They'll stop, no matter who it is, right? This is where I'm off script, so I'm just kind of talking. No matter who it is, the quarterback, the robotics student, the physics student, right? Nobody's too good, everybody's good enough. They'll take time for each other. And I think I just want to end this by saying how grateful I am to work in a place where I have colleagues like that, I have friends like that, I have fellow coaches like that. I have wonderful, amazing students. How grateful I am to wake up every day, come here and see your smiling faces. Just the character of what it means to be a Daler is amazing. And I'm going to cry if I continue. So thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for this. Congratulations.
While the projector rises, we would also just like to recognize Mrs. Cabrera as one of our special teachers. We believe we missed her the first time. So.
Well, what an amazing speech that was. Thank you, Mr. Boyd. So, to all the new members have been chosen because they demonstrate the high values of National Honor Society. These virtues are scholarship, service, leadership, and as just spoken, character. The center candle represents the torch that is a symbol of the National Honor Society. Our officers will light the candles that symbolize the four virtues.
The first virtue of the Honor Society is scholarship. Scholarship does not end with simply memorizing information. It requires valuing that knowledge and applying it wisely, both in school and in the real world. Members are held to high academic standards and must maintain a high GPA in order to remain a part of the society. Good evening. My name is Isabella Giordano, and I'm the treasurer of the National Honor Society. The next virtue is character. The National Honor Society defines a student with good character as one who upholds the principles of morality and ethics, who is cooperative, demonstrates high standards of honesty and reliability, shows courtesy, concern, and respect for others, and is always willing to lend a hand.
The third virtue is leadership. Leadership is not based merely on the holding of an extracurricular office, but on actual performance as a leader. Others should look up to you and look to you for ideas, guidance, and support. Leadership is about creating opportunities for others to succeed. A good leader inspires others with confidence. A great leader inspires them with confidence in themselves. Leadership is about the human experience and how you share that experience with those around you. Our members are expected to take constructive leads in the classroom, school, and community.
The last virtue is service. Members are required to put service to others above their own interests and are expected to offer their time, effort, and talents for the good of their community. The willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without compensation or recognition is an essential quality of NHS members. As a service club, the National Honor Society is committed to contributing to the school and to the community.
Look, we can also agree Assam definitely got that on the first try. That only took one shot. All right, it is now time for the main event of tonight's ceremony. We'll introduce each of our new inductees who will join the ranks of the National Honor Society this evening. Please hold your applause and pictures until after all the names have been called and the pledge has been recited. Ali Ahmad, Wasim Ahmad, Alex Alameda, Andrew Aldir, Gabriel Eliandra, Fiona Andrew, Nicholas Atala, Isabella Afanasio, Hayden Bailey, William Bain, Joanna Marie Barrett, Alessandra Barlett, Brianna Belanda, Thomas Beresford, Timothy Beresford, Christopher Bergeson, Chase Bernos, Brian Burkle, Abigail Burns, and Kylie Kikase.
Courtney Cameron, Gianna Camisa, Matthew Cangelosi, Zachary Carl, Dylan Casone, Jax Celentano, Mariah Cepeda, Kevin Chavez Perez, Sarah Chimenti, Anthony Ciarovino, Victoria Corradina, Dominic Catone, Gabriella Cullen, Grace Decker, Luisa De Leon, Christina Deschamps, Jalen De Blasi, Ariana Diaz, Anthony DePaula, and Talia Espinal.
Nardi Sanzo Estrada, Mary Flores, Tahina Frederick, Caitlin Dancy, Faith Giordano, Elena Godez, Jenna Guerreri, Jenna Hamilton, Jenna Herbst, Aiden Howard, Masan Maha Hussein, Juliet Hutchinson, Gavin Irvine, Nicole Kelly, Mason Cott, Madison Crew, Kayla Kubelka. Emma Kurtz, Antonella Lascano, Grace Lizicki, Christopher Leone, Isabella Licata, Anthony Lici, Angelina L'Hospitalier, Charlotte Rupert, Michael Maggio, Hudson Malinowski, Nicholas Maltese, Elizabeth Marchetti, Dylan Mendelson, Brian Miller, Melanie Misbach, Alexa Napoli, Arwa Navid, Mackenzie Neglia, Stephanie Nemisek, Thomas O'Neill.
Jack O'Rourke, Diana Perez, Emily Patika, Caitlin Petkus, Jamie Pham, Corina Pulisic, Tara Pine, Isabella Racine, Jenna Reggio, Casey Renison, Rebecca Rogers, Arushi Sani, Adiyat Sitar, Michaela Scanlon, Kaylee Snyder, Sabrina Schwartz, Stephen Sigler, Allison Simpson, Mia Smith, Wilbur Sorto Guevara.
Madison Cisnowski, Riley Scusies, Brian Stabile, Brooke Stapleton, Gabriella Stein, Kaylee Sawalski, Amal Tahir, Alia Taylor, Isabella Terracciano, Elvina So, Gavin Vega, Anthony Venturi, Mia Wislow, Juliana Young, and finally, Maria Zurilli.
At this time, if all new inductees could please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purpose of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will strive in every way, word, and deed to make its ideals the ideals of my school and my life. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in congratulating our new inductees.